Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
We're gonna find out whether this X-Wing door will chop your arm off next on Now You Know.
You mean like this?
Yes!
No, wait! Wait! Ah! Ah!
So I've seen all these videos about the X-Wing doors and they chop up vegetables and stuff like that, but it's actually got me more confused than anything else. I kind of want to know, is it really dangerous? Are those videos just kind of for fun factor? I don't know.
We should test it out because I think that there's sort of a difference in wear on the door you're going to be cutting. Like if it's way up by the hinge, is it going to be more dangerous than if it's way down at the end, you know, because of leverage and stuff like that. So
I want to test it more scientifically.
Let's do a scientific test.
All right,
let's
we'll
go get some
vegetables.
Vegetables.
All right. So we're going to do this scientific style, as Adam Savage said. What did he say about writing it down?
Remember, kids, the only difference between science and screwing around is writing it down.
Yeah,
so we have a clipboard.
We have a pencil.
And we have a pencil.
It's science now.
It's science time.
Yes.
Okay, so we have, what is this?
Zucchini.
This is a zucchini. We're wrapping all these vegetables in plastic wrap.
It's a prophylactic wrap to make sure that we don't leak anything in the car, right?
True, and it's also pretty much a good skin analog.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is a plantain. Don't be confused with the banana.
This is different than a banana. This is a plantain.
A mini cucumber to replicate a finger. French bread, because if you're going to have a smorgasbord, you have to have some French bread.
This is also good for our French viewers. I know there's been a lot of concern about French bread getting caught indoors.
Spaghetti squash. This can mimic the headular area.
Sort of a soft-headed person.
Yep. This is more of a hard-headed person, I would think. The watermelon.
Good.
Right? It's about the same size.
Carrots.
Yes.
So we'll be using that as sort of like a really witch-like strong finger.
Yes.
All right, well,
let's get to it.
Put it to the test.
All right, so what parts of the door are we going to be testing?
So I think that it's important to be testing a variety of places on the car. Firstly, I think we should test the upper portion. I think that there's a lot of sort of leverage that you get further down that you wouldn't get up here in terms of your hand acting against the car door.
So show me a scenario where you might get your hand caught in the upper part.
So one of them would be if you're new to the car or something and you're sitting down and you're leaning over and looking into the cockpit area and you have your hand right here.
Okay.
The door would want to close down on that area of your hand. Similar right here or even in the back. If you're facing this way or this way, if there's kids and you're watching them.
Cool.
So I think that,
the top.
Yeah, I think that it's probably not that likely.
Right, well,
I've never done it, but
we'll test the top 3 seconds.
Let's test the top 3 seconds.
All right, so now let's talk about as you move down the car, how would you get your hands pinched on like this side?
So I mean, here I think that you can have your hand sticking out like this, or let's see, your foot if it's not inside, or if it's somewhere around here.
Okay.
And then here I think it's a little less likely to happen, but
it could happen with someone in the back seat reaching around.
That's true.
And then lastly, I think we should test when the door comes down. Maybe you're doing this to get the kids ready, and then the door comes down on your head.
Or if you're walking, like if you were going to the passenger seat and someone closes the door and it starts to come down.
Right.
How much will it hurt? Right.
All right, let's test.
Let's test it. So this is the first test. This is with a carrot in, I would imagine, the worst scenario.
This is
the worst case scenario. Here we go. Oh shit. Ooh, holy bananas. Yeah.
All right, do not put your finger there.
Yeah. Wow. The sound that it made was really crunchy. So the first test was, I would say...
You've lost your finger.
Yeah, bad. We're going to do it again. We didn't get a very good interior shot, so we want to make sure that you can see it. So we'll do it again in the same exact spot. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, sure.
That is a
That is clean cut.
Okay.
Okay. Holy crap.
That was much better.
Oh man, do not put your fingers there.
That's horrifying.
Test 2. This is if your hand is sitting right here as the door is closing. So I mean, this could be your left hand if you're facing out, or it could be your right hand if you're leaning in. So we're going to use the carrot because that, I think, is the hardest thing we have to test. We're going to sit it right here on the blue tape so it's repeatable. And here we go. Okay, this is front side door test number 1. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Well, that's a finger, folks. Okay, so that was, this is a pretty scary place to have your finger. I'm gonna get my head out of here. Test 3. This is having your hand right here as the door is coming down. We're gonna use a carrot because it seems to be the hardest thing that we have to test. I mean, a banana would have gotten smushed up there anyway. So, this will be side door test, hand test, number 1. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. So, I mean, it broke the carrot, but it didn't shear it off completely. So that's slightly better. Not great, though. Not great. Okay, so we're gonna rerun this test, this time with the plantain. Just in case you have like meatier hands, maybe it'll be, maybe it'll stop sooner, because it'll sort of conform to the door and sort of activate those pinch points. So let's test that out. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it definitely didn't cut it off at all, but it definitely dented it quite a bit. So yeah, I wouldn't want my hand stuck in there. Okay, so for the next test, we're going to be testing right here, and this is if your foot is sort of, you know, outside of the car a little bit, like this. So we're going to use a zucchini, just because I feel like this is sort of like a small child's foot, and we'll see what happens. Either if the foot gets knocked back inside the car or if it'll cut it off or stop. We'll see what'll happen. Alright, so this is zucchini foot test in 3, 2, 1. So this is a zucchini. It's pretty soft. It left a little bit of a dent there, but it did stop. The funny thing is it didn't beep, because usually when it stops it'll go beep, 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 meaning that it's detected something in the way. It probably would hurt, but it probably wouldn't cut your foot off.
So far we're getting crushed, dented. I think that these pinch sensors are not getting engaged properly. So I'm wondering, what if we put a finger across the door, you know, as if you were holding it here.
Like this. Yeah, because I mean, with all these other tests, you're getting this part of the door crushing whatever it is there before the pinch sensors can really do their job. I mean, I think that's interesting, but yeah, I think right here, it would engage the pinch sensor first.
All right, let's try it.
So let's give that a shot. Okay, so this is outside the door pinch test, test 1. Here we go.
Ah.
So there, I think it actually registered that it had hit something because it clicked the pinch sensor. There's not that much denting, which I think is kind of interesting. The zucchini seems to be pretty intact. I mean, part of it is a little bit marred. Definitely some of it has been pinched, but nothing anywhere close to what we saw with the carrot. Okay, so another test that we want to do is if you're sort of walking into the passenger door and you're going underneath the door and someone's closing the Falcon Wing door. Is it going to, you know, hit you in the head? How hard is it going to hit you in the head? That kind of thing. And we're going to use the watermelon to test it. So I'm going to be holding the watermelon because, you know, people will tend to buckle if you put enough force on their head. So I'm going to be pushing with about as much force as I can, and we'll see what the door does. I'm going to line it up right with this latch because I think that'll probably be the worst area to get it on the noggin. All right. Head test in 3, 2, 1. That's not bad. I don't see or feel any visible dents. Wow. So, I mean, that really stopped it.
How hard were you pushing?
Not that hard, honestly. I was expecting it to really push me down, but it didn't. Okay, so we're gonna repeat this test. This is, we're gonna do it right on the corner, so we wanna make sure that there's as little surface area as possible. That'll create the biggest dent and probably the biggest ouchie if you get this on your head. All right, so I'm gonna be holding it right here. Here we go. All right, edge watermelon test in 3, 2, 1. Still not much of a dent.
You know, I really think that we need to try this on someone's real head.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What do you think, Brent?
Well, hey, don't look at me. You know what? We should get Bobby to do this.
Perfect
That's
idea.
a great idea.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Bobby.
What's going on?
You always wanted to be a star on one of our episodes, right?
Yes.
Now's your chance. We just thought of a perfect starring role for you.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Do you want to star?
Of course.
Of course you do.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
What do I gotta do?
You'll see.
All right.
Okay, Bobby, you ready for your big moment?
I'm so ready.
All right, first thing you're gonna need is this.
Oh, sweet. Are we gonna be playing hockey?
Kinda.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna need you to sign this.
Am I getting an agent?
Yeah, just sign it. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
just sign
God.
it. You don't need to read it. Just
All
sign
right.
it. There.
I do not need to read this. I don't
Yes.
care.
Excellent.
There we go.
Good.
All right.
All right, here we go. You're gonna be a star.
Yes. All
All
right.
right.
What do I gotta do?
Come on over here. All right, Bobby. So put the helmet on.
Okay. You know, Zach, I think it's a little too big. Small. My head's too
It's-
big.
Yeah, since you've been on learning, probably your head's grown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's
What do we could do it without a helmet, I suppose. I mean, you got a hard head, right?
Wait, I have an idea.
All right. So what am I doing?
All right, Bobby, you ready for your test?
I'm completely ready. Yeah.
Yeah?
What do I gotta do?
I mean, are you good at tests?
I'm good at tests. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
great.
had like straight C's in school.
Okay, good. All right, so yeah, we're gonna start the test as soon as you're ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go
Excellent,
whenever.
Great.
So if you what the what was that?
That was a really successful test, you guys. I think that was. So, Bobby, tell us how that felt.
I mean, actually, like I didn't feel anything.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what's going on right now, but I mean, if this is the test, then I feel fine.
All right, let's do it. Let's do another test.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is test 2. Bobby's now prepared and ready. And all right, so
I know what's happening now.
All right, so like don't overact or anything.
All right.
Test 2. Here we go. Let's see how it goes. How was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
Felt good.
So I mean, does it hurt? Does it?
It doesn't hurt actually. It presses on my head a little bit. My neck went down like slightly.
Okay.
But I mean, like I do it again. Let's go again. Let's do another round.
And tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
That was a harder hit.
That was a harder hit.
A little bit of a hard hit, but it was good
Okay.
still.
All right. So I think the reason that it's like this is because you have all this leverage against the car to fight back, whereas when you're in here, you have almost no leverage. So that's good to know. So if you want to get hit, this is probably the place.
So is that it? Are we done testing me?
I think we have one more
Oh, yeah,
test
one
for
more.
you. Okay, so we are legitimately worried about Bobby's safety. So we're going to be doing a couple like pre-tests to make sure that we can stop the door if we absolutely have to. The test I'm going to do right now is everyone's going to stand back. I'm going to be closing the door and then trying to stop it using the switch here. So I mean, this I think is important if you find yourself in this kind of situation. How fast is it gonna stop? So I'm gonna close the door, I'm gonna get down to a certain level, and then I'm gonna say stop and pull it at the same time, and we'll see what happens. Stop.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely goes a little bit further, but I mean, that's just slowing down. Okay. This is test with dummy arm. Fake dummy arm.
Wait, what?
Fake dummy arm. Test 1.
I'm glad I didn't do that yet.
That seemed to crush it a bit more than I would want. So alright, I'm going to be holding it.
Okay.
I'm actually going to press it with the thing. Alright, so this is dummy arm from the inside with pressure against. Test 1, here we go.
That's more like
That felt really good. So I was pushing against. I wonder if I hit the.
Hit the sensor.
I think I hit the sensor. So that's good. It didn't seem to crush it that much. I think that as long as you realize at a certain point and you push against the door, I think that's important. Okay, so this is Bobby's arm.
Oh god.
Test 1. You're gonna be putting pressure against the door.
Yes, a little bit of pressure.
And I have my finger on the switch.
Okay. Don't try this at home.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
I break my arm right now. I swear.
Yeah, I think that that's
Okay.
realistic.
I barely put any pressure on it too.
So
Want to do one more
pushing,
test?
You're pushing against the door.
Slightly, but yeah.
So I think
Did you engage the pinch sensors
I didn't.
at all?
I
no,
touched
you
this.
hit the door.
Okay.
So I think with that impact, and let me bring this up so we can hear it.
Maybe one more test then?
Yeah. So I think that as long as you realize, because at a certain point you're going to realize, and if you push against the door, that's going to save whatever's in there. Okay, this is Bobby's arm. Test 2. Put some pressure against it. I'll have my finger on the switch.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. Yeah, I barely moved it away from the side there.
And pinch sensors weren't engaged.
Pinch sensors weren't engaged.
Interesting.
Interesting. So the test that I want to do is I want to put a carrot up in here, and then I want, so it's like you have your hand here, and then I want I'll be sitting here, I'll hold the carrot, and I'll push up against the door. So like I'm noticing that my finger is getting crushed and I'm reacting, because I'm a human being and not a
And what are you going to push against?
against the, here, let's,
The meat of the door.
yeah, the meat of the door. All right, so this is going to be human reaction test using a cucumber as a finger in the worst possible pinch point.
And push back.
And I'm going to be pushing against the ceiling. I'm going to see how hard it is. I'm just going to try and push against, like I'm getting my fingers crushed. You know, what I would do. I'm sitting in the car, I'm sort of I'm leaning over, and I'm noticing, so I'm going to, should I scream a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't be actually getting hurt if you hear me yelling out. All right, and here is the test. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, wait, ow, ow, ow! That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna back it off.
What did it do?
So it put a little dent in it, but not much else. So I pushed against this part of the pillar as it came down.
And how hard did you have to push?
I pushed with my emergency muscle feeling, kind of, you know, but it wasn't that much force. I wasn't like pushed down into the seat or anything.
So what did we learn today, kids, about putting your fingers in doors?
So I mean, I think that the Falcon Wing doors are definitely a lot more powerful than I thought that they were.
Yeah.
I think that the safety features that they have, if you're really confident that it's not going to crush your fingers, it'll crush your fingers. I think that you know, whenever the doors are closing, you should be cognizant and just know that you can stop the door with an arm, you know, a panicked arm.
But I think key word here is complacency. Don't
Yes.
be complacent.
Don't be complacent. Don't think, oh, it'll stop. It might not.
It's just like any
Please
door.
be safe.
I mean, if
It's
any door is
true.
closing, you got to be careful because it could chop something.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be the first guy to be on the news for getting their fingers chopped off.
No,
from
would
a
not be
Model
cool.
X. That'd be bad for Elon. So
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
yeah,
You know.
don't do it.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Outtakes at the end. There's got to be really Frenchy music playing. All right, I'm
we'll
gonna
get
try
a
and
couple
catch
of
all the
those.
crumbs with my mouth. Ready?
Yep. Oh boy. Ooh.
Do you need a way to country on French bread?
Wait, look! It's a perfect holding system. You can just be snacking on it while you're.
It's a great idea.
Just stick your jar of Nutella right under there. And just dump
Awesome.
Excuse me, sir. Is that French bread you have?
Oui.
Could I have a piece?
Of course. It is perfectly proportioned. Let me just open my door.
I like my French bread crushed.
Oh my, here you go.
Perfect for French toast.
It's been completely flattened.